Not accustomed to snow measuring in.
News with Katrina Smith.
Welcome and good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. It is finally February 1st. Meteorologist James DeFazio is in the Weather Center tracking pretty cold temperatures that we saw overnight. James,
Yes.
Staying warm this morning?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I mean, it was -8 last night in Rome, but peak wind chills across portions of Herkimer County got as low as 30 below zero, which is why we had those cold advisories in place. And it's still uncomfortable out there now. You can see that the flag is moving on the flagpole. It's a light breeze, but that's all it takes to make it feel relatively uncomfortable. Oneida County and the National Weather Service Binghamton offices, counties, they did let their cold weather advisories expire 1 minute ago as of 9 a.m. We still do have cold weather advisories in place for the Mohawk Valley for another couple of hours. These expire closer to 11 a.m. just because it's going to take a little bit longer to warm up within the valley. But temperatures across the region were in the zeros and lows single digits. That's an error, the 18 below zero. However, this 7 and 9 below zero, not an error. Taking a look at temperatures across the southern tier, single digits. It's going to slowly improve today, and today is our last really frigid day for at least the upcoming week. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, that will also continue for a couple more days. 5 degrees with mostly cloudy at Griffiths and Rome, a 3-mile-per-hour breeze. Hopefully we can keep those breezes on a lighter side. A reminder, main roads are in good shape, but as we look at the traffic tracker, we're still getting reports of isolated accidents, especially on side roads. Salt is still not truly effective at these temperatures, so there still are slick areas in certain spots. Tonight's low not going to be as cold. I just accidentally skipped ahead to the trivia question, which I'm about to give away. But tonight's low is only going to be right around -3. We're not going to go back into the double digits below zero tonight. Coming up, we'll take a look at the week ahead's forecast, which does look relatively dry. Katrina?
Thank you, James. Very clever to jump in front of the answer there. Well, the scenes you see behind me here are custom to our area, but this is actually in the southeast. Over 219 million people under winter weather alerts as snow fell in the southeast, and they're not accustomed to it. As of Saturday afternoon, parts of North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia had seen over a foot of snow. Snowfall is expected to continue in parts of the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Georgia throughout the morning today. Family in Florida decided to drive 4 hours to South Carolina to see some of the white fluffy stuff, and this is just not a scene that you see there. Here at home, a Waterville man was rushed to the hospital after a crash.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday morning. It's a frigid start to the day today, but fortunately, after today, things begin to moderate. Temperatures today are only going to get into the teens, but as we head into this week, we're going to see highs into the 20s and mid-20s. And fortunately, today is February 1st, and we see big changes during the month of February. Downtown Utica, a frigid start this morning. By the end of this month, the average high temperature is no longer below zero. Average high temperature on today's date, 29 degrees. By the end of the month, 35 degrees. So a big difference and a big change in months. The cold weather advisories for the Binghamton offices expired at 9 a.m. The ones for the Herkimer office hang on for a couple more hours but will expire mid-morning. It's going to continue to rise in temperature over the next couple of hours. But we are tracking another cold day. We're tracking very light snow for your day on Tuesday, and I emphasize light. Some of us don't even see any accumulation at all. And then yes, temperatures do moderate next week. We're not going to be in the teens, and we're not going to be seeing these lows below zero like we have been. Your Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry, and it is going to stay that way through the day today and through the beginning of your work week. Temperatures this morning chilly across the North Country. We're around the 0 degree mark in the North Country, single digits in central New York. The Mohawk Valley still below 0, and that's why those cold weather advisories still hanging on. The southern tier, single digits, and again, we are steadily rising in temperature. As we talked about in the national story, North Carolina got absolutely crushed. 12 to 16 inches of snow across much of central and eastern North Carolina. Some incredibly impressive snow totals. Even outside Charlotte, North Carolina, they picked up about 11 inches of snow. Your temperature trend this week, again, temperatures moderate and settle into the low to mid 20s. It's still going to be a cold February, though. It looks to be below average at least through the first few weeks of February. We'll see what the last week of February has to hold. This is your total snow accumulation for all of Tuesday. Some of us don't see any snow at all, just a trace to an inch at the very most. Today, very chilly conditions with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures rise into the teens. Tonight, not as cold, lows in the single digits to close to near 0 and slightly below 0 across the North Country, where it will be the coldest. And then as we head into Monday, temperatures climb above the teens, up into the 20s, and we get to see a little bit of sunshine, partly sunny skies. Tonight, not as cold. A look at your 7-day forecast. We're tracking Groundhog Day. We'll see if the groundhog believes that winter is here to stay or not. He'll have his decision out around by this time tomorrow morning. Tuesday's snow looks extremely light, and some of us really only see some flurries out of it. The next chance for widespread snowfall doesn't come until Friday. And I'm getting some information that this may not be correct. I'm finding out that our director, Ed, may have given me some false information, but I was told that in the year 2000, it was not a leap year, because there is a special rule that every so many years, I believe it's every 400 years, and it happens to land on centuries, they skip it.
It's
and then they need to
interesting.
do it. They need to make an adjustment every 400 years. They can't just do the divisible by
every
4
400
rule.
years.
Yes, there's a 400-year interval where they have to not do it so that they can keep time more accurate.
You can't get anything
It was
by our
adjusted-
director, Robin. He is, if it
he's the
is
best.
math, he is just like, nope, not right.
Yeah, we'll
So
find
none
out.
of these are possible. Is that correct?
I believe so. I believe I'll have to double check, but our director Ed told me 2000 was not a leap year, and I'm going to have to verify that now.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Well, nothing but sunshine today, but 60 years ago, some of you might. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for another half hour of News Channel 2 Weekend Today. I'm Katrina Smith. It is February 1st, finally, in a January that felt like forever. Let's head to the Weather Center with meteorologist James DeFazio. Still cold winter temperatures today, though.
Yes, but let's talk about the positives of
Yes.
it being February. We're gaining over an hour of daylight.
That's
The
exciting.
sun angle increases dramatically. We will notice a big change in temperature by the end of the month. The average high for the first day of the month, 28, 29 degrees. By the end of the month, 34, 35 degrees. So it's a difference of being on one side of the freezing mark versus the other. Cold weather continues this morning, and yes, a light breeze out there making it feel even colder than it actually is. Cold weather advisories for Oneida, Madison, Shenango, and Otsego have expired. The southern Herkimer County, as well as the Montgomery County cold weather advisories continue until 10 a.m. They will expire at the end of the show this morning, and that's because some cold temperatures are still holding on in the Mohawk Valley, still below 0 in Little Falls. The rest of us have risen into the single digits, which is still very chilly, especially with the wind chill factor at play. It feels below 0. Your For Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radars, quiet and dry, going to stay this way through the day today, through the beginning of your work week. 7 degrees with mostly cloudy at Griffiths and Rome. The low at Griffiths last night was 8 below 0. With a 10-mile-per-hour breeze right now being reported, that's 7 degrees. Feels like that 8 below 0. Main roads are in great shape this morning. However, I just want to make everyone aware at current temperatures, salt is still not working. We are still seeing yellows in spots. There are still side streets that are not in great shape. So just keep that in mind if you're doing traveling, that you could run into something that is a little rough. It's not going to be as cold tonight. We do get just barely below zero tonight, but it's not going to be double digits below zero like we've seen. And we're tracking a general warm-up. Coming up, we're going to talk about how temperatures are going to moderate as we head into the upcoming week and how it looks relatively calm. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday morning, good chilly Sunday morning. It's very chilly out there. We have cold weather advisories still in place. Some have expired, some are going to expire shortly, but it's still going to be a cold day today. Temperatures don't really moderate until we head into next week. Taking a look at downtown Utica, we can see there is a light breeze, the flag is moving, and the wind chill factor is below zero. Wind chills today are going to be around the 0 degree mark for the entirety of the day today. Oneida, Madison, Shenango, and Otsego counties, cold weather advisories expired at 9 a.m. Herkimer, Southern Herkimer, and Montgomery counties, these cold advisories expire at 10 a.m., so about 15 more minutes for that. But we're tracking another cold day. We're tracking very light snow for the day on Tuesday, so light that some of us don't even see any actual accumulation. And then temperatures actually moderate next week. We climb back up into the 20s. It's been some time. I know it sounds sad, but I'm excited for the 20s. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry. It's going to stay that way today, and it'll stay that way through the beginning of your work week. Current local temperatures, chilly across the North Country, single digits, mid to upper single digits across central New York. In the Mohawk Valley, where those cold weather advisories are hanging on, temperatures right around the 0 degree mark. The southern tier, single digits, anywhere from the low single digits in Oneonta up to 7 degrees in Unadilla. Taking a look at the larger radar and satellite picture to the south, man, did they get hammered. I mean, they got a larger snowstorm in places of North Carolina than we saw last weekend. 12 to 16 inches of snow in some of the hilltops of in central and eastern North Carolina. Some just incredible snow totals. Areas like Myrtle Beach and the Outer Banks seeing accumulating snow. Just absolutely historic storm here, something that does not happen very often. And yes, this was a bomb cyclone. We're going to talk a little bit in trivia about why and what created that, what allowed that to be a bomb cyclone. Temperatures moderate this week. We get back up into the 20s after being in the teens today, and it's going to feel much warmer, even though it's only a few degrees. We're going to notice a big difference. The rest of February looks relatively chilly, especially after this upcoming week. The next weekend looking very chilly. Snowfall on Tuesday, only a trace to an inch at most. Some of us don't see any accumulation at all. Temperatures today chilly, but partly sunny skies with highs in the mid-teens. Temperatures drop tonight, but they're not as cold. Lows are going to be around 0 degrees, a couple degrees below zero, but not that double-digit below zero cold air that we've been seeing. And then as we head into Monday, partly sunny skies again, and temperatures climb into the low 20s. We're out of the teens, out of the doldrums. Today, highs in the mid-teens with cold temperatures, approximately a 16-degree high. Look at your 7-day forecast. Groundhog Day tomorrow. We'll see if the groundhog predicts more winter or not. I can guarantee you we will have some more winter, whether the groundhog says we will or not. We're not going to have much on Tuesday, though, just a little bit of snow. It's a pretty calm week with cloudy conditions Wednesday and Thursday. Some light snow is possible as we head into Friday. And a bomb cyclone. I've heard this in the news, and I just want to explain what it is because it sounds so much scarier than what it actually is.
It truly does. When you said that, I was like, James, stick to the weather.
It's crazy.
Let's see. Maybe it's a storm that grows, D.
You got
rapidly.
it. You got it. That's it. Oh, I didn't put the
Mount
correct
Rainier.
one.
We're having fun with trivia today.
Yeah, I'm having real fun with the graphics today. But yeah, no, it is. It's absolutely a storm that strengthens rapidly. So it's a storm that drops 24 millibars. This is what I meant to put in the text there. It's a storm that drops 24 millibars or more within 24 hours. So it's really just a storm that strengthens.
I shouldn't ask what a millibar is, should I?
It's a measure of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a measure of pressure.
They
Barometric
know
pressure.
he knows what that is. Thank you so much, James. And we're going to talk about the Ilion snowdrifters after the break. Pretty exciting stuff there.
Look at your forecast tonight at 11. Meteorologist James DeFazio in the Weather Center on yet another bone-chilling night in central New York.
Frigid out there. We are double digits below zero at Griffiths and Rome. Not at quite as cold in some of the outlying areas. Fortunately, the winds have died down, so we're not seeing as much of a wind chill factor as we were earlier tonight. Calm winds being reported at both Rome and Hamilton right now. That's not the case down in Binghamton. If the wind picks up at all at any times, it's going to be extremely uncomfortable tonight. Current temperatures range anywhere from the single digits to below zero to 13 below zero up in Lowville, across the southern tier, single digits below zero. Very, very, very chilly weather. Quiet weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. That continues through the beginning of our work week. 11 below zero at Griffiths and Rome with clear skies and calm winds. It's that calm winds with clear skies that makes the perfect conditions for temperatures to free fall. Main roads remain in good condition, but again, with temperatures at the level that they're at, if you come across any roads that aren't completely scraped yet, the salt is not going to be effective. So just be aware of that if you're doing any traveling. Lows tonight right around -12 with mostly clear skies. We do moderate tomorrow. Temperatures rise. I have some more information about the rest of your week's forecast as well as how calm this weather pattern looks. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The race for the 119th Assembly District seat a little more crowded tonight. Another candidate throwing their hat in the ring this afternoon. John Lipe.
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday evening. It is absolutely frigid out there, and this is the last extremely frigid night for quite some time, fortunately. Tomorrow we climb out of the doldrums and into the 20s, but man, does it not feel like it right now. It is well below zero, and it's extremely chilly. Even just a light breeze right now making things incredibly uncomfortable. Cold, calm, but dry conditions continue tonight. We're tracking very, very light snow Tuesday, so much that it doesn't even really accumulate. Temperatures do moderate this week. We're going to see highs each day this week in the 20s, from low to mid to upper 20s. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry. And it stays this way through the night tonight, through the day tomorrow, and then we'll see a little bit of light snow as we head into the day on Tuesday. Current local temperatures, very cold. Double digits below zero across the Tug Hill Plateau, single digits below zero for most of central New York, single digits below zero across the southern tier. 11 below zero at Griffiths and Rome, and clear skies combined with calm winds is making for very chilly temperatures across much of central and northern New York right now. Fortunately, calm winds locally for Rome and Hamilton. That's not the case just to our south. If we get into some of these breezier conditions, we will see wind chills tonight 15 to 20 below zero. Temperatures as we head into this week are going to stabilize into the low to mid 20s. We're going to see much warmer weather. I know it's still relatively cold and still technically below average, but when it's been as cold as it has been, these temperatures will actually feel relatively warm. Unfortunately, as we head into next weekend, another major frigid outbreak. Several consecutive days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next weekend, looking very chilly, back to a frigid air mass, highs only in the single digits, lows back below zero. Not much snow on Tuesday, just a trace, maybe a coating, an inch at the very most. Tug Hill Plateau, the one exception where a couple inches of snow may fall. Tonight, relatively calm, but cold, very cold conditions. Temperatures do rise as clouds move in as we approach sunrise. And they rise relatively quickly through the morning hours tomorrow. We're into the 20s by midday. Some breaks of sun as well, partly sunny skies, and calm conditions continue into the day on Tuesday. And then just a couple of light snow showers during Tuesday afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows about 12 below zero before things stabilize and warm up a little bit. A look at your 7-day forecast. Despite what the groundhog has to say, next weekend, winter returns with a vengeance. We're tracking a clipper system to arrive Friday into Saturday, which brings some widespread snow. And then it turns frigid. Highs only in the single digits, lows below zero.